Hello everyone, my name is Peter Clutton.
And my name is Sean Robertson.
And we have called ourselves This Time Productions.
It's an interesting name, I know, and you've probably been waiting a while for us.
If at all, indeed. So, we're here today to give you director's commentary on the Phoenix Wright Rise from the Ashes film.
We thought we could do something because you've been waiting a little while for us to do something.
Yes.
We've both been quite busy.
Yeah, and we've had a lot of other things on our mind in the meantime. But to the commentary, I think.
Yes, I agree. We can talk about that maybe a bit later.
Yes. So, here we are at the prologue scene, which is, you may or may not notice, the soundtrack for which is taken directly from the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney game.
I thought the best idea would be to do the actual opening from the game, but this worked out really good. In fact, that grin there got more laughs than I think any other point in the entire film.
Yeah. Speaking as the editor, I think that film noir bit grew on me as I edited it.
It's a nice opening, I'll say that.
Yeah. Not quite so sure about the obligatory monologue from me though.
Oh no, we love to hear your voice. You better get used to it because he does speak a hell of a lot during this entire thing.
Yeah.
He's Phoenix Wright after all.
I didn't really consider that too heavily while I was writing the script.
Oh, I love the objection.
But the sheer amount of dialogue did kind of overwhelm me a bit.
Yeah. But we're sitting in this room right now.
We are. Now,
this.
Introducing Miss Danny Kane.
Yes,
our
as
wonderful co-star. Yes. Both of our wonderful co-stars are Emma and Lana Skye.
Objection!
I love that bit. He wakes up screaming objection. So it brings to mind that Phoenix Wright dreams of court cases.
Yeah. Very imaginative desktop background on the computer as well.
Oh yes. Well, it looks good, and you think, get the reference out there nice and early. Objection's what Phoenix Wright is most known for, after all.
Well, indeed. It's sort of fourth wall breaking in a way as well.
That's a relief. You're better than no one.
That's harsh. He does get the brunt of it, doesn't he? He's always, despite the fact he wins every single case,
yeah,
he's still seen as the last guy to turn to.
I think people understand the amount of luck that he has, perhaps.
Oh, I don't know. In the fourth case, he managed to defeat a perfect, no holds barred guy and prove he was cause of the murder as well.
Well, yeah, point taken. Anyway, let's focus on this case.
Yes. As you can tell, we're both huge fans of the actual series. That's why we decided to do this in the first place.
Yes, let's just get that out of the way right now, so that we can't go fanboying the whole video.
First, I need to know the details.
Actually, it would be better if you spoke to her. She's being held at the detention centre.
Alright. Let's go.
And now we journey to our first major location.
That wasn't just one of our rooms.
Yes. Yes, our own houses actually feature wherever we could slot them in on this.
I mean, serious shout out to Impact for letting us film it during their offices.
Yes, here's where I have to give a quick shout out to my dad, whose company rents this building that we're using right now.
Anyone who's seen the film already knows that maybe our clever use of camera angles here was a lot more clever than people gave us credit for at the start.
Yes.
And
it's all very meaningful.
Once you've seen it once, it now becomes incredibly obvious, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yes. But before, as by way of a spoiler alert, I think we need to say before we go on that we will be breaking the magic into pieces as we go through this video. For anyone who wants to retain that sense of wonder at the film, I wouldn't recommend watching this.
Does anyone really have a sense of wonder at this film?
I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, you never know.
Just covering our bases.
The body was found in my subordinate's car.
That's very thorough.
It's always great when the culprits or the witnesses give incredibly thorough explanations.
Yeah.
They do in most things, and there's no confusion about it until you go nitpicking.
Yeah. My hair's like as long as hers in that scene.
Great.
It's quite something.
Yeah, it's been cut since then. I think everyone had.
Oh yeah.
It was filmed over the course of a year, so there are the odd, strange lengthening or shortening of hair.
I would just like to make a quick thing about the fact that I think probably the most criticism for not matching Phoenix Wright's hair, and people chose to focus on that rather than the fact that my hair is the least consistent of every character in this film.
I think Phoenix Wright's hair is quite iconic, but to actually expect somebody to do that for an entire film, I mean, if you think you're filming through an entire day, there's no way that amount of hair gel is going to stay up.
Yeah, that would have wilted before.
Anyone who's done a Phoenix Wright cosplay and not worn a wig specifically will probably know that.
Yeah, no, my hair would have wilted like half an hour in.
And we just made Phoenix Wright look depressed more than anything else. I wonder if he gets depressed, his hair does that.
Ooh, that's. I think that's one of the great unanswered questions.
My sister, she never used to be like this. She used to be much happier.
What happened?
I don't want to talk about
I must say, these shots when I was behind the camera walking backwards, it's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, kudos to you for not falling over.
I think I did once.
Ah,
Probably wasn't on film at that time, but just when we were practicing.
yeah,
Of course, we can't afford things like rails for the cameras.
yes. Well, no, I just love that we had the walking shot. As anyone who watches House will know, walking shots give the impression of the story moving forward.
Oh, of course. So yes, during the credits, I just want to give a quick shout out to Michael Page, the person who pretty much inspired us to do this commentary.
Yes, Michael Page decided to do a commentary on his own series and thus gave us the thought into our head that why haven't we? You know, apart from the sheer length of the thing that this is going to turn out, by the way, do sit comfortably.
Yeah, 2.25 hours is a lot. It's longer than some actual professional feature-length films, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ah, here we go. Ocean Terminal.
Ah, yes. Now this was probably our greatest success and jammiest success in this film.
As you can tell, it's nighttime, and most places don't like you accessing it at nighttime. In
Yeah.
fact, we tried to, and we got turned away until our Phoenix Wright here turned up in his suit, and suddenly all the security guards thought we were there for some film premiere.
Yeah. True story.
Yes.
Um.
So we were allowed in, and we never went to the film premiere, obviously.
Yes.
So we drove up to the top floor and started filming this.
Yes. We also filmed here during the day, and we could probably talk about this now because it's never the day bits are never shown as part of an actual scene, only as flashbacks. So,
That's true, yes.
But we got in easily, but we were kind of worried since we were doing the fake murder of Bruce Goodman there that people would get a little bit suspicious. They do operate CCTV there, and people would get a little bit suspicious about us carrying a knife around and pretending to stab people with it.
You're saying that, but this scene is pretty suspicious as it is when you've got a guy in a suit, a cowboy outfit, and a lab coat going around. Oh yes, this as well, right? So many Phoenix Wright games, everything's just lying around.
Yeah.
The murderers are so inconsistent and just terrible.
I think you haven't given us enough credit here. We hid that quite well behind a large bollard.
That is true. And of course, the wallet belongs to Bruce Goodman.
Of course. And here we are at Sean's flat.
Yes, another location that was nice and easy to use.
Yes, and we should also point out that you might be able to glimpse a little bit of light behind the curtain just there on the bottom right corner.
It was during daytime, that's why the curtains were closed.
Yes,
Oh,
but we had to
here we
make
go.
it believe that it was still nighttime.
I enjoyed making that trophy. And of course, the office belongs to Edgeworth.
Yes.
Anyone who played the game with the scene coming.
Introducing Mr. Austin Powers there.
A lot of people did say that it looks very much like he's from...
Yeah, they're very perceptive. That is an Austin Powers costume with a black waistcoat.
It works well. I mean, okay, it's not maroon, but it's a strong enough colour to make Edgeworth seem fancy.
Yes. Now, here's where the idea came to us to include a disappearing apple as just a little Easter egg for the DVD. Look, he's taken a bite out of it. That
Edgeworth-
didn't happen on screen.
No. Edgeworth likes his apples. Has another one gone? That was just an idea at the time, wasn't it?
Yeah, we just Michael brought along an apple and was eating it during the scene, and we thought, why not just, instead of worrying about continuity, include it in the continuity.
Believe me, I didn't want this case. I've known Chief Prosecutor Skye since I started my career, and she's always been looking out for me. At least I thought she was.
So I did enjoy Michael's portrayal of Edgeworth.
Mm.
Here and in the courtroom scenes. He really shines in the courtroom scenes. He has the right sort of exasperated attitude toward... Maybe he was just exasperated at our terrible filming, but...
Either way, it's method acting.
For a long time I've been under suspicion. Fabricated evidence, false witnesses, you name it.
I think about it, Edgeworth really gets a brunt of it as well, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, now this is...
Accused of every sort of... everything under the sun, really.
Yeah. Most cases when Edgeworth is against Phoenix Wright, he has an easy time of it right up until the end, but this is probably his roughest ride.
Yeah.
They give it to the best prosecutor every year.
Notice the King of Prosecutors trophy does not have a giant K on it, as it does in the game. It's also not green, because, well, quite frankly, a trophy that's green is a little bit silly. You want a nice metal colour, and you know what it is.
Although green does imply bronze.
True, and age, I guess, as well.
Bronze Age.
Indeed, after the ceremony, I arrived back here for about 5
Did anyone spot the script? I can.
It's been there the whole time. I just assume it's some sort of information that he's using.
Yes. Introducing Sean Robertson.
Thank you very much. Little bit part as Mike Meekins.
What is it?
Yes. And wearing, at this point, we didn't have the policeman's hat yet, so he's wearing a beret with a peak.
It's pretty close to it.
Yeah.
He just needs to look a bit.
It's a little bit more
ridiculous.
postman at this point.
He's a postman. He's following orders. He's delivering a report.
Give me your name.
Okay, yeah, touche.
Officer Mike Meekins, sir.
That's
See,
his name, don't wear it out.
who, when they played this case of the game, saw Mike Meekins and thought something's going to happen to this guy? He's the comedic element, but he's so totally going to get involved in this case.
Yeah.
Spoilers, by the way. Well, we've said that a couple of times now, I think.
Yeah,
Past that stage, isn't it?
I think if you hadn't heeded the spoiler alert so far, then you've really not been listening.
What was his name?
Bruce Goodman.
That's the one we found the wallet for.
Thanks, Edgeworth. See you tomorrow.
The plot thickens, or densens.
You know, it'd really help if we could get a look at that car.
Not me, obviously, because I can't even see through my fringe at the moment.
Oh no, your hair was particularly long during this day at Ocean Terminal.
Best do it, you know him better.
Yeah.
Of course, we didn't really give Steve a mention.
Yeah, no, we should really give him a nod, because Steve was among our more perseverant actors here, because he returned for so many days just because we thought of something else that he could do for us.
Yes.
Your sister had nothing in common with the victim. Well, apart from one case, they both worked
See,
on.
who but Phoenix Wright would see a piece of paper in a car and immediately think it must be a clue?
Yes.
Aren't you a patrolman? That's me, compadre.
I do like I must say, the music behind most of Steve's things, as Jake Marshall, of course,
Yes.
it really works quite well. A lot was from Cell Damage, was it not?
Yeah, to be honest,
An interesting choice.
yeah, that is the interesting thing. Steve's character, Jake Marshall, was the only one we outsourced music from places other than Phoenix Wright for.
He needed cowboy music.
His
really.
that casual music is from Legend of Zelda, and his courtroom music is from Cell Damage. So
12-2. 2nd of December.
now here's where we have a day change. As soon as we go through that door, we're on a different day. Because this day, right here, right now, it got so incredibly late that we just had to stop. And the people who'd done their bits, i.e. Stephen and Yasmin, were just getting so tired that we thought best to call that a day and come back separately with me and Danny.
Who could I find in the lobby?
He's very good at finding clues. A
Yes.
piece of paper with the random numbers written on it.
And they're so subtly hidden too.
Oh yeah, just lying on the floor. You'd
Yeah.
think somebody would have noticed them. Like
Yeah.
the police.
Yeah,
When
well, you
you're
think
with-
at the very least someone would have thought, ooh, free phone. Yeah.